Archangel Michael commands, open this immediately, don't try to ignore it, it's only for you. A shocking hidden truth about your soulmate has just been revealed in heaven, skip this and you'll regret it forever. Listen, this is not for everyone. The moment your eyes landed here, something invisible shifted. Heaven didn't allow you to stumble into this, it guided you. You feel that tightness in your chest, that quick breath, that sudden stillness. That's not anxiety, that's your spirit recognizing a message meant only for you. Let me be clear, this isn't ordinary, this is divine timing, and it has a sound. It sounds like your heart beating faster, it sounds like your mind whispering, why do I feel like this is real, and that's because it is. God whispered your name, in the chambers of eternity, and the angels moved like lightning. A veil was lifted, and a truth about your soulmate, spilled out like light, through heaven's gates. But don't rush this part, I'm serious, don't skim, don't half listen, don't jump to the end. Stay with me, because line by line, heaven is rebuilding what life tried to break. While you were trying to understand the silence, your soulmate has been living under shadows. And today, the light is finally breaking in. Here's what most people don't realize, the spirit world sees what human eyes can't. The angels have watched what was hidden. And Archangel Michael, yes Michael himself, has drawn his sword, to cut through deception and fear. A truth so shocking, so life-changing, has been released. And you were chosen, to hear it first. Pause for a second and breathe, if your spirit is trembling, that's not fear, that's recognition. Deep down, you felt it, you've noticed the signs, you've seen coincidences, that didn't feel like coincidences at all. And right now, heaven is saying, stay with this message. Don't click away, don't silence the angel, who has been waiting to speak. Before I go deeper, do this small thing, if this is already touching your heart, like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs hope. Not because I'm asking for numbers, because staying connected keeps your spirit open. One simple act can keep you aligned with what God keeps sending. Now listen closely, because this part changes everything. Archangel Michael says, your soulmate's truth is not what you thought. What they've hidden, what they've carried, what they've tried to protect you from, it is now revealed. And heaven is telling me, you won't just hear it, you'll live through it, and come out stronger, on the other side. This truth is about to break chains. Not the chains you can see, the ones that have been quietly binding your future. The clock is ticking, every moment you stay with this message, is pulling you closer, to a turning point, you've been praying for. You were not left behind, you were not forgotten, you were chosen, for this unveiling. Look at how heaven is behaving right now, the angels are leaning closer, like they don't want you to miss a single word. Your soulmate, the one heaven has been watching, with eyes of fire, has been carrying something heavy. Something painful, something they never wanted, to place on your shoulders. But nothing stays buried, when God decides, it's time. Do you know what that means for you? It means the shaking that's coming, isn't to destroy you. It's to rebuild you, stronger, cleaner, wiser, and richer in love, than you've ever known. Your waiting, your tears, your questions at night, all of it, has been leading to this exact moment. God saw everything you couldn't explain. He saw the nights you stayed awake, feeling their presence, but not understanding their distance. He saw you searching for answers, in dreams, signs, and quiet nudges, only your spirit could feel. And do you know why you never stopped feeling that tug? Because heaven was preparing you to handle the truth with grace, not confusion. Here is the hidden truth spoken plainly. Your soulmate has been carrying a secret pain. Not because they wanted to betray you, because they thought they were protecting you. They believed silence was love, they believed distance would keep you safe. And that's why you felt them near and far at the same time. But God never wanted your love to live behind walls. This is where it gets powerful. Secrets are not always betrayal. Sometimes secrets are shields. Your soulmate didn't hide because they didn't care, they hid because they cared too much, and didn't know how to let you in, without feeling weak. But God says, no more half-truths. God says, no more confusion. God says, the time for healing has arrived. And now the wall is coming down, brick by brick. Not by your strength, by heaven's command. Michael's sword has already struck, and the echo is moving, through the unseen realm. That's why your heart has felt restless lately, that's why old patterns have been breaking, that's why your spirit has been getting stronger, even when you didn't understand why. Here's what happens next, and I need you to stay calm. The truth will not come to crush you. It will come to clarify you. You will finally see, with your eyes, what your soul has known, in the quiet of night. The conversation you've been waiting for, will happen. The explanation you deserve, will arrive. And what once felt like rejection, will be revealed, as fear and pain trying to survive. This is your moment to respond differently. Not with anger, not with panic, but with wisdom. With self-respect, with spiritual strength. Because when the truth comes, you will have a choice, react like your past, or rise like your future. So if you feel this message is for you, don't keep it to yourself, share it. Let someone else be reminded that heaven still speaks. And if you want to stay connected to messages like this, subscribe. Because the next word may be the confirmation you've been praying for. Now here's the final revelation. The pain your soulmate carried is about to be transformed into purpose. The silence is about to turn into honesty. The distance is about to turn into alignment. And the love that felt delayed is about to return, in a way that is clean, real, and fearless. Not perfect, but true. So don't regret skipping what heaven placed in your hands. Stay ready, stay open. Because what was hidden is coming into the light. And this time, it's not ending the way it used to. It's beginning the way it was always meant to. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $10. And here's the part that will make your soul sit up straight. This love isn't restarting, it's finally arriving, the way it was always meant to. Pure, clear, and untangled. Like a flame that no storm can drown. You've carried prayers for years, that nobody heard, but heaven. You cried in silence, wiped your face, before anyone saw, and still whispered, "Why?" when the room was dark. But none of it was wasted. God didn't ignore you, He held every tear like treasure. And each one became a reason. This truth is being released today. Feel that urgency in your chest. That's not pressure, it's a divine visitation. This moment is not random timing, this is the exact hour, heaven marked. And Archangel Michael is standing guard over it, making sure you receive what was delayed for so long. That's why you cannot treat this message casually. Don't scroll, don't jump away for later. Because heaven doesn't shake the atmosphere like this, unless something big is about to change your entire direction. Listen carefully, this truth isn't only about your soulmate, it's about your destiny. It's about your future, your household, your family line, and the kind of love your children will witness one day. That's how deep this goes. That's why Archangel Michael says, "Open it now." Because hesitation pushes blessings away, but faith pulls them closer than you ever imagined. You are not being forced, you're being invited into something written in heaven, long before you understood what you were praying for. Here's what your heart has been aching to hear. Your soulmate has loved you longer than you realized. They have whispered your name in the dark, when no one could hear. They have seen your face in their spirit, when distance separated you. And even when they tried to act strong, heaven could see the truth burning inside them. That's why this revelation is happening now. Not because they suddenly changed, but because the timing is finally safe for it to come into the light. Without destroying what God is building. And do you realize what it means when heaven speaks your name? It means your name carries weight in eternity. Every prayer you whispered rose like incense. Every tear you cried was gathered. And now this message is being delivered, like the whole world has gone silent, just so you can hear it. God wanted you to stop living in confusion. God wanted you to stand in clarity. That's why the curtain is being pulled back, and the secret burning in their soul is being handed to you like a torch. Because you were chosen to carry it, with wisdom, not pain. Let this hit you, heaven didn't delay you, heaven prepared you. For too long you thought the silence was rejection. For too long you believed the distance meant indifference. But delay was preparation, and silence was protection. Heaven was weaving things you couldn't see, aligning moments you couldn't control, and strengthening you, so that when the truth arrived, it would lift you, instead of crush you. And that moment is not tomorrow, not next week, it is now. Right now your soulmate is carrying something heavy. A truth they thought you couldn't handle. They believed if you knew it might break you. But heaven knew the opposite. Heaven knew your faith was forged in fire. You've survived things you never thought you'd survive. You've healed in places you thought would stay broken forever. And that's why the revelation is arriving now. Because you are finally strong enough to hear it, understand it, and still choose love, in a healthier way. Do you feel the tingling in your chest, and that strange calm mixed with intensity? That's your spirit reacting, before your mind can explain. Your body is responding to what heaven is releasing. You cannot ignore this, because your whole being is already saying yes. And now Archangel Michael says, "Beloved, the truth is not your enemy. The truth is your freedom." Let that sentence sink deep. Because what was hidden is not meant to hurt you anymore. It's meant to heal you. Here's the turning point. What used to be a wall is becoming a bridge. Where there was distance, there will be closeness. Where there was silence, there will be honesty. Where there was fear, there will be restoration. And this isn't just emotional, it's spiritual. It's generational. Your entire line will feel the shift when this truth fully steps into the light. The kind of love you thought was impossible is about to become real. Because it's finally being built on truth, not assumptions. And don't miss this, heaven is not only revealing, heaven is orchestrating. Even as you read these words, angels are moving pieces behind the scenes. Conversations are being arranged, hearts are being softened, doors are being unlocked. You think you're just sitting and reading, but the unseen realm is working, like a storm of mercy. The timing of meetings, the sudden messages, the unexpected "I need to talk." That's not luck, that's alignment. So here's what I need you to do right now. Don't let this message stop at your ears. Let it enter your spirit. And if this is hitting you hard, like the video, so you don't lose this moment. Subscribe, so you stay connected. And share it with someone who needs hope. Because sometimes one shared message becomes someone else's rescue. The next part of your love story is not built on confusion anymore. It's built on courage, truth, and divine timing. That cannot be stopped. And here's what most people never realize: the unseen world is not silent, it's busy. While your eyes are reading, an entire army of angels is shifting circumstances, like chess pieces, to align with this revelation. That's why this timing matters so much. If you had skipped, you would have missed the alignment. But because you're here, listening with an open heart, you're stepping straight into the stream of miracles heaven has been holding back for you. Don't underestimate what staying is doing right now. Every second you choose to remain in this moment, every breath you take, without running away, is pulling you deeper into destiny. Picture this: angels weaving a tapestry, with golden threads. Stitch by stitch, every line you receive, is another stitch, locking your blessing in place. If you stop, the tapestry pauses, but if you continue, it grows, until the full picture becomes clear. And right in the center of it, it's you and your soulmate, no longer divided by fear, silence, or lies. Now watch what happens when truth enters a room. Darkness starts losing power immediately. When a lie is exposed, the liar loses control. When a secret is unveiled, shadows lose their grip. And that's exactly what is happening now. The hidden thing that once tormented you, with confusion, is losing its hold. The enemy cannot play with your mind, the way it used to. Those whispers of doubt can't survive under heaven's light. Because once light shines, darkness doesn't argue, it flees. So hear this deeply: your future is no longer uncertain. The way it used to be. This is why your heart can finally rest. You are no longer blind, you are being shown what you need to see. And what you see will free you. But stay close, because this unveiling goes deeper than you think. And every next word is a piece of the bridge heaven is building between you and the love meant for you. Imagine your soulmate in that quiet battle you never saw. Standing there, lips trembling, holding back words. Their heart was screaming. They thought silence was safer, they thought hiding the truth would protect you from disappointment, pain, or misunderstanding. But what they didn't realize is that hiding created distance. And you felt that distance in your bones. You wondered why the closeness you felt in your spirit didn't match what you saw in real life. And now you understand, it wasn't lack of love, it was fear. And today heaven is drawing a hard line. Fear has no permission anymore. The chains of fear are being broken by the fire of divine love. The very truth they were terrified to speak is becoming the bridge that will pull you closer than ever. What was once a wall is turning into a doorway. What was once a burden is turning into a testimony. And you will not walk into this blind, you will walk into it guided. Do you feel the electricity in the air right now? That's not imagination, that is the living presence of heaven pressing close. Angels are surrounding you as you receive these words. Because they know the weight of what is happening in your life. This is not a simple message. This is a divine appointment. And Archangel Michael is watching, because every line you accept creates a pathway for blessing to reach you faster than you thought possible. Let this sink in, heaven does not send its strongest warrior to guard something small. If Michael is involved, your destiny is involved. Your love is involved. Your future is involved. It means your life carries more importance than you've been told. It means heaven has been fighting for you in ways you couldn't see. Even when you felt alone, you were never unprotected. Now let me tell you what you've secretly longed to hear. Your soulmate has loved you from the beginning. They have fought battles in silence, just to keep you safe. They have wrestled with their own demons, while praying you would never carry their scars. You felt their love, but couldn't understand their silence. Because their heart was overflowing, but their lips were bound by fear. And now heaven has cut the rope. What was bound has been loosed. What was hidden is being revealed. The love you sensed, but couldn't explain, is about to stand in daylight. Where nobody, not even darkness, can deny it. Here's the miracle that will shock you. The truth you feared will not destroy you. It will heal you. God is not cruel, He does not reveal to break you. He reveals to redeem. He does not uncover to shame. He uncovers to restore. And today, what was hidden about your soulmate is being placed in your hands. So you can stop guessing, stop doubting, and stop crying in confusion. The light is flooding in. And clarity is wrapping around your spirit, like warmth, after a long cold season. Feel that peace pressing into you, even as you read. That's heaven's seal. That calm is not random, it's confirmation. It's the sign your spirit has been waiting for. And this is why you must guard this moment. Distraction is not innocent right now. Every pull to look away is a tactic to rob you of the fullness of what God is delivering. Stay here, stay open. Because your faith in continuing is what pulls the next piece of revelation into your life. And I'm telling you, your story is being rewritten in real time. Heaven moves where hearts stay present. Michael is saying it again, louder than ever. Do not skip this. Because skipping would mean missing a chain-breaking, life-shifting miracle designed specifically for you. Your spirit already knows it. That's why you can't shake this feeling. That's why these words feel like they're speaking directly into your life. Because they are. And what happens next will not look like your old seasons ever again. And that's exactly why your chest feels heavy right now, because your soul is recognizing something sacred. That tight feeling, the deep breath, the sudden tears in your eyes. It's not weakness, it's the weight of glory, brushing against your life. My chosen one, there's something hidden behind the veil, that you were always meant to understand. And now heaven is pulling it closer. Here is the truth people don't talk about. Your soulmate isn't only a person, they're a destiny partner. Not just flesh and blood, but someone written into your book of life. Before you were born, God placed your names side by side, tied together with threads of light. That's why even when they weren't around, you still felt their pull. Others came and went, but none of them could match the imprint this connection left on your spirit. Because their soul was designed to echo in yours. And suddenly the long road starts to make sense. The waiting wasn't punishment, it was preparation. When the fullness of this unveiling lands in your heart, you'll understand why the timing has been so exact. This love was never ordinary. It carried heaven's fingerprints from the beginning. And oh beloved, hold this close. What heaven reveals, heaven also redeems. Your soulmate's truth may shock you, but it will not destroy you. It will empower you. Now imagine the moment you look at them with new eyes. Not judging, but finally understanding. You won't only see flaws, you'll see courage. You'll see sacrifice. You'll see the desperate attempts to protect you, even when it cost them dearly. And when love is built on truth, instead of guessing, it grows roots so deep that no storm can pull it out again. That's why the angels are rejoicing. Because they can already see the fruit coming from this unveiling. If you've carried questions at night, you're not crazy. You were sensing destiny. Those moments you whispered, why does it feel so close yet so far? Were not imagination. You were feeling the pull of a soul that belongs with yours. But one that carried hidden battles. And Archangel Michael says, the battles they fought in silence, are being exposed to the light. Not to embarrass them, but to free both of you from confusion. This is what makes this holy. It's not just words, it's heaven opening its scrolls, line by line. Every truth uncovered is a seed being planted into your future. My child, When God reveals, transformation starts immediately. A revealed truth doesn't sit quietly, it moves, it burns, it reshapes everything it touches. And what heaven is showing you now, is reshaping your love story, from the inside out. Here's the part that will strengthen you. Your soulmate walked a path they never told you about. They carried shadows they thought would scare you away. But God says, you are stronger than they realized. You are more prepared than you thought. Every heartbreak, every delay, every unanswered prayer, was training. Nothing was wasted. Those were rehearsals, so you could stand in truth, without crumbling. And don't miss the warning in this. The next steps of your life are tied to this moment. Michael's words are not casual. When he says, don't skip this, it's because your direction depends on it. You asked heaven for confirmation, for something undeniable. That love is real, and the pain wasn't pointless. And heaven is answering with this unveiling. Not to wound you, but to wake you. So the last chains fall off your heart. And you walk forward without fear. Let me promise you something, your spirit needs to hear, the regret you feared, will not be your portion. Instead, deep joy will flood you, because the truth will finally match what your spirit has always known. Like a seed hidden under soil, your love story stayed quiet for a season. But once light touches a seed, it breaks open, it grows, it rises. That is what is happening now, the truth is breaking the soil, reaching upward, becoming visible at last. And this is the miracle of divine timing, it always looks late, until it proves it was right on time. Heaven says, this is the right time. Your soulmate has whispered prayers for you in silence, asking God to shield you from their battles, begging heaven to guard your joy and peace. They thought distance was protection, but it became a wound. Yet even that wound is being redeemed. What once separated you, is becoming the very thing that binds you closer. Because when you see their truth, you won't just love them more, you will finally understand them. Now hold on to this, understanding is the glue that makes love unbreakable. When two souls meet in truth, their bond becomes stronger than rumors, stronger than fear, stronger than the past. That's the shift unfolding, even as you read. And if this is speaking directly to you, take a second to like the video, and subscribe. Not forced, just wise, because staying connected keeps you aligned, for the next confirmation heaven sends. And let this settle your heart, you are not here by accident. Messages this heavy don't land, without heaven arranging them. Michael has been tugging at your spirit, for days, weeks, maybe years, trying to get you still enough to listen. That's why goosebumps rise, that's why tears sting, that's why your breath changes. This is your urgent hour, your miracle appointment. And the door God opened, is still in front of you. And your next step, is closer than you think. And here's the truth, that will make your whole spirit nod. Distance was never the end, it was a wound, that God is now healing. What once separated you, is becoming the very thing that pulls you closer. Because when you finally see their truth, you won't only love them more, you will understand them. And when two souls understand each other in truth, their bond becomes unshakable. That's the miracle unfolding, even as you stay here with these words. Listen to me, this message didn't land on you by accident. Heaven doesn't drop something this heavy, without arranging the moment. Michael has been tugging at your spirit, for days, weeks, maybe even years, trying to catch your attention. And now you're finally still enough to listen. That's why goosebumps rise, why your chest feels full, why tears sting your eyes. Your spirit recognizes divine speech. And the heavens never speak this loudly, unless something urgent is at hand. Feel how close it is. Because it's not miles away anymore, it's at the door. One conversation, one reveal, one moment, is about to bring clarity that years couldn't produce. That's why these words feel alive, like they're breathing. They are, because truth carries breath, and the Spirit of God breathes on truth, and truth breathes on you. Heaven is saying, don't just read, absorb. Don't just hear, receive. Because while you stay present, you're not just learning, you're transforming. And your tomorrow is being rewritten, in real time. And notice this, each second you linger, the heavens lean closer. The unveiling carved for you before time, is opening wider, with every line. Archangel Michael does not repeat himself, without reason. His command to open this immediately, carries the weight of eternity. Because when God ordains a moment, it isn't meant to be delayed. Your soulmate's hidden truth, has been sealed for years. But today, the seal has cracked, the scroll is open. And you are seeing, what angels themselves have guarded. Here's what makes this bigger than romance, this is about alignment. Your destiny hinges on truth, because your heart was never designed to live in half-light. You weren't created to keep guessing. You were created for clarity. And now it is coming. So breathe, my chosen one. Let your heart receive what your mind can't fully grasp yet. Because heaven says, this is the hour of unveiling. Now let me pull the curtain back a little more. Your soulmate has been fighting a battle with themselves. Fear and love, silence and honesty. They thought silence would protect you, but silence only wounded you. They thought hiding was strength, but hiding created distance. And still, even in their hiding, their love for you kept burning, like a fire that refused to die. That's why heaven won't allow unanswered questions to keep tormenting you. That's why Archangel Michael stepped into this moment. And is pressing this urgency into your hands. Imagine this, years of longing, being rewritten, in 1 hour of truth. The nights you wondered, if you were foolish to keep believing. The moments you thought you were forgotten. All of it, is about to be swallowed by revelation. You weren't waiting in vain. Every tear was counted, every prayer was recorded, every whisper of hope, was treasured, in heaven's chamber. And now those treasures, are being released back to you. In the form of clarity. Here's the shock. What you thought would break you, will actually bless you. What you called delay, will reveal itself, as divine protection. Your soulmate's hidden truth, was never meant to steal your joy. It was meant to prepare you, for the love you were always destined to live. If it had been revealed too early, it could have crushed you. But now you are stronger, wiser, purer in heart. And it can come forth, without destroying you. That's why this moment matters so much. And don't forget who you are now. You are not the same person you were years ago. You've been refined, tested, molded. You walked through fire, and didn't burn. You passed through waters, and didn't drown. And now you stand steadier than ever. Ready to receive, heaven waited until you were ready. And today you are. That's why the timing feels intense, because it's exact. Now let this land deep. This isn't only a personal breakthrough, it's a generational shift. What you learn and embrace will ripple into your children, and their children after them. Cycles of silence, patterns of fear, generations of hidden pain. This is where they end. Because truth is entering. And truth does not stop with one life, it flows, multiplies, redeems. That's why Michael's voice shakes the heavens, with urgency. Because what happens in your heart today, echoes into eternity tomorrow. So I'm telling you plainly. You will never regret trusting God's timing. You may regret people, you may regret choices, you may regret words spoken and unspoken. But you will never regret trusting heaven. And right now, God's timing is speaking, through this message. Your soulmate's truth isn't random, it is divine. It isn't cruel, it is kind. It's not to tear you apart, but to bring you together, in a way you never imagined possible. And when the full clarity finally stands in front of you, you will look back and say, now I see. You'll understand why it had to be hidden until now. And if you want to stay in this flow, and not miss the next confirmation, like the video, and subscribe. Because sometimes, the very next message, is the one that prepares your heart, for what's about to happen next. And this is the promise, your heart has been starving for. Your heart will finally rest. Your spirit will rejoice, and those tears you swallowed for years, will turn into a kind of laughter, you forgot you could feel. Beloved child, can you sense how near heaven is right now? It's like the veil between worlds is thin. And that's why you feel heavy but hopeful, trembling but alive. This isn't imagination, this is the Spirit of God moving, through Michael's command. Think about it, heaven has watched every step you took, through deserts of doubt, and oceans of silence. You've walked through storms of waiting, and still you kept believing, even when it hurt. And now Archangel Michael says, beloved, the drought is ending. The truth is raining down. What was withheld, is no longer withheld. What was hidden, is no longer hidden. Your soulmate's silence is breaking. Their truth is surfacing. And their heart is aligning, with heaven's decree. Not because you begged louder than others, but because your soul stayed faithful, even in shadows. Now remember those nights, you almost gave up. Those moments you whispered, maybe I was wrong. Heaven heard that. Michael stood by your side, with his sword drawn, guarding you from despair, that wanted to swallow you whole. And now he whispers, see. Your hope was never wasted. Your faith was never foolish. This unveiling is heaven's reward for endurance. That means the pain was not useless, the waiting was not empty, and every tear became a seed planted in eternity. Today you are stepping into the harvest. Truth, clarity, love, and divine alignment. Here's the scale of what's happening. Your soulmate's truth isn't just information, it's a key. And when a key turns, it doesn't only open one door, it unlocks an entire house. That's what this unveiling is. Rooms in your destiny, you didn't even know existed, are opening, one by one. For years you stood in the hallway, sensing doors, touching handles, wondering what was behind them. But now the truth is swinging those doors wide. And you'll finally see the life God always intended. Your soulmate standing beside you in truth. Not confusion. And imagine the sound of that new life. The walls won't echo with silence anymore. They will ring with laughter, with truth, with love that feels safe and full. Beloved of light, do not think lightly of this. Heaven doesn't reveal something like this as a small detail. It's a turning point. It's the shift you've been aching for. The change you've been sensing, but couldn't explain. That's why your heart beats faster as you listen. You are standing at the edge of breakthrough. And Michael is urging you to step forward. Not backward. Because if you retreat now, you'll miss what your soul has prayed for. But if you keep walking, you collide with the miracle chasing you since birth. And child, I tell you, that miracle is closer than your next breath. The sweetest part is this. Your soulmate's love has never wavered. Even in silence, even in distance, even in fear, their hearts stayed tethered to yours. They may have hidden struggles, but they never hid their love. And in the quiet of night, their prayers for you rose like incense, asking God to guard your heart, protect your path, and keep you safe. And heaven answered, not only by guarding you, but by preparing this moment. This unveiling. This message. The love that was hidden, is about to be spoken. The truth that was silent, is about to roar. And when it does, you will feel a peace you've been craving for years. So lean closer, in your spirit. Because the angels aren't whispering lightly tonight. That urgency in your chest, is heaven saying, now is the moment. Don't call this coincidence, don't brush it off, as ordinary. Look back at your life, you'll see the signs were always there. Strange timing, sudden dreams, that unexplainable pull, toward a soul you could never shake. That wasn't random, that was destiny. And when destiny speaks, it does not stutter. Archangel Michael says, your soulmate's hidden truth, is finally unfolding. And when it comes into the open, your path will split like a river, into new streams. Everything that felt stuck, will suddenly flow. Everything that felt silent, will suddenly sing. And here's the final piece, you need to hold. Your soulmate carried burdens, you never saw. They wore masks, not to deceive you, but to shield you. They thought hiding was love, they thought silence was strength. But heaven does not build on silence, heaven builds on truth. And now the truth is breaking like dawn. Darkness cannot hold it anymore. You are about to see what you could only feel. Touch what you could only dream. And understand why heaven fought so hard to get this message into your hands. Because without this preparation, the truth might have startled you. But with it, the truth will steady you. And lead you into the life you were born for. And here's the shift you're feeling. It won't startle you anymore, it will settle you. Now that your heart is ready. The truth won't hit like a shock, it will land like peace. Think about how long you begged for clarity, how many days you carried the weight of not knowing. How many tears you hid, so nobody would see. Heaven saw it all. Nothing was wasted, every second was collected like a thread, every ache stitched into a design, only God could see. And now with Michael's command. That tapestry is being opened. What looked like chaos, will finally show its pattern. And right in the center, will be two souls, yours and your soulmate's, woven tighter than ever. Let this make sense for you, God hid it so long. Because beauty takes time, gold takes fire, destiny takes patience. And because you endured, you will finally see, with your eyes, what your heart kept believing, in secret. The enemy tried to make you quit, whispering lies at night, you're forgotten, you're foolish, nothing will change. But heaven was never afraid of those lies. Because God had already scheduled this unveiling, before you were even born. The day was marked in eternity. That's why you didn't give up. Something in you kept holding on, and that something was God, anchoring you to a promise, your mind couldn't prove, but your soul couldn't deny. And now that anchor is pulling you into safe harbor. Feel it, the waves of confusion are easing. The storm of silence is calming. The shoreline of revelation is right in front of you. Step onto it boldly, because it was prepared for you. And hear this clearly. What is revealed, will not reduce your love, it will deepen it. What is exposed, will not push you away, it will draw you nearer. Because truth strips fear, and when fear is gone, only love remains. This is what heaven is doing right now. Peeling off the last layers of fear. So love can stand clean, unashamed, and unafraid. When you see your soulmate in truth, you won't see weakness, you'll see courage. You won't see shame, you'll see sacrifice. And your heart will finally rest. And whisper, this is what I was waiting for. This is what my spirit always knew. And heaven will smile, because you'll be living inside the love that always belonged to you. Don't miss how much heaven has invested in this moment. This isn't casual, it's costly. Archangel Michael has been pushing this message toward you, like a flame. Cutting through darkness. Because what is opening now, will not close again. Your soulmate's hidden truth, is no longer locked in shadows. The chains are breaking. The silence is lifting. Do you feel that strange mix, heavy chest, but lighter spirit? Tears close, but peace closer. That's your spirit recognizing the unveiling. Heaven is pulling back the curtain. And you are standing on holy ground. Every word you're receiving is a bridge, step by step. It's carrying you closer to your answered prayer. Remember all those times you asked, why me, why the waiting, why the silence? Heaven heard every question. And heaven's answer is unfolding now. Because the truth had to mature, and your love had to grow roots, strong enough to hold it. Timing is everything. And today the clock of destiny is striking your hour. Look back at your life, haven't you noticed signs that didn't make sense at the time? Whispers in your spirit, strange timing, synchronicities that felt too perfect to be random. They weren't random, they were heaven saying, hold on, something hidden is coming. And now what was hidden is stepping out of shadow into light. When you see it clearly, you'll realize you were never ignored. Never overlooked. Never forgotten. Not for 1 second. Here's the real battle. Your soulmate has been living, fear-fighting devotion. They feared their truth would scare you away, but their devotion wouldn't let them stop loving you. That's why their silence felt heavy, why their absence still felt present, why their love was unspoken, but undeniable. And now heaven says, enough hiding, enough silence, enough fear. Love cannot grow in darkness, it must live in light. That's why Michael lifts his voice, with authority. And that's why staying with this message matters. Because it's not only about hearing, it's about preparing. So do this with me, stay present. And let your heart be ready. When the truth comes, you won't tremble with fear, you will shine with peace. And if this is speaking to you, like the video, and subscribe. Not to be forced, but to stay connected. Because one more message might be the exact confirmation you need at the exact moment it happens. And never forget this. Nothing in your life was wasted. Every tear watered the soil of this miracle, every unanswered prayer was stored before God, waiting for release. Every lonely night trained your spirit to carry what used to be too heavy. That's why it comes now, not years ago. Because only now can you hold it, without being crushed. Hear it without running. Embrace it without doubt. Heaven's timing isn't delay, it's precision. And that precision has landed on your life, like lightning. And dear one, know this. What happens next will move faster than you expect. And hear this clearly. This unveiling is not the ending you feared. It's the beginning you were born for. A new chapter is opening. Where love is no longer silent but spoken. Where distance is no longer tolerated but closed. And where your questions don't hang in the air anymore. They finally get answered. In this chapter, you won't walk with hesitation, you'll walk with confidence. Because once truth is revealed, doubt loses its grip. And once love stands unhidden, fear starts disappearing. Let your spirit breathe right here. Because this moment carries weight. Don't rush through it, like it's just another message. Every line is loaded, every word is doing something, in the unseen world. Archangel Michael is not speaking softly today. He's pressing your heart, to stay awake. Because something is being rewritten, in your destiny. The hidden truth of your soulmate is no longer a secret wrapped in shadows. Because heaven refused to let you stumble one more day, in confusion. And this is the part that shakes you, in the unseen realm. God says, enough, enough tears without answers. Enough nights without clarity. Enough love carried in silence. The truth is here. My beloved. And even if your hands tremble, while reaching for it, do not fear. Truth never comes to destroy the chosen, it comes to free them. That's why your chest feels tight, and your spirit leans forward. Your soul knows, this is bigger than words. Now let me confirm, what you felt all along. Your soulmate has been holding back a truth. Not to hurt you, but because they thought they were shielding you. They believed silence was protection, but silence became your wound. They thought distance was kindness, but distance became your ache. They thought hiding was noble, but hiding became your torment. And yet even through all of it, their love didn't waver. In the secret chambers of their heart, your name burned like fire. They whispered it, when no one could hear. They prayed for you, when no one was watching. They loved you, even when they thought you'd never know the full story. And here's what heaven refused to allow. Love that deep, was never meant to live in darkness. When light collides with darkness, darkness runs. That's what's happening now. The light of heaven is piercing the silence. And what was hidden is being pulled into view. The enemy tried to keep you blind, tried to make you doubt your worth, question your intuition, and believe you were chasing illusions. But your soul knew. Deep down, your spirit recognized the thread between you and them. And that thread is heaven woven, and unbreakable. This is why Michael's command matters so much. Because the final chain of silence is being cut. The truth will speak. The truth will live. And when it does, peace will settle into you, in a way no storm can steal. You won't be stuck guessing anymore. You won't be trapped in what if anymore. You will finally stand in clarity, that feels like warmth, after a long winter. But don't miss this. This unveiling is not only about them. It's also about you. It's about your prayers being answered, your faith being honored, your tears being counted. God didn't let your cries vanish into the air. Every one was captured, recorded, and today they echo back as revelation. That's why this feels so intense. You are not just hearing words, you are standing inside a moment. Heaven prepared. What the old prophets called the set time, when heaven and earth align. And what was promised, finally arrives. And here's the miracle you're about to witness. Truth will not break your love, it will deepen it. The walls built by silence will crumble. And in their place will rise a fortress of trust. You will see your soulmate, not as weak, but courageous. You will see their hidden struggles, not as betrayal, but as sacrifice. And in that moment, your heart will expand. Your love will multiply, deepen, and take root, beyond what fear can shake. That's why heaven fought for this moment. And that's why Michael commands you not to ignore this. Because what you are receiving is not just truth. It is restoration.